Good evening and welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news updates, debates and my opinions. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe down below. We're about 360 subscribers away from 10,000, five figures, which is unbelievable. If you can drop a like on the video as well. Listen, yesterday was the most liked stream we had during the stream. It got more likes than any stream before. And guess what? It's now become the most viewed stream that we've done with over 4,000 views. So I am not lying to you when I say liking the stream really does help me. And I am incredibly grateful for all of you that take the 3 seconds out of your day to go down there and click like. Welcome. Loads of you in the chat already. Pekka, Darwin, Sportcat, Graham Watkins, VV Vlad, Saka number 7, John X Gaming, Brennan McAdams, Robin, Pontus, Jacob, Drax, Verdi, Ultra Pro Gamer, Ethan Udall, Ross Lawman, Garen Bent, Carter, Harry, Philip, Jelly Belly, Richard, Pedro, Saliba, Dominic, Devin, Hannah. There are many more that I can't get through. Drakkar as well. And yes, I got a ticket. The golden ticket. I'm like Charlie with his golden ticket. Granddad, I've got a ticket. I've never actually watched the film, so I don't know how it goes, but I assume he runs in waving a ticket. And, I don't actually have a real physical ticket, but I've got a ticket. We will be there. Rory Wonka. Exactly. So I'm buzzing, and I'm incredibly lucky. I know it's been hell for a lot of people trying to get tickets. So I'm buzzing, and I'm going to bring the noise. No, it wasn't through the ticket exchange. I spent hours on the ticket exchange, and I'm not even joking. I maybe saw 3 tickets in the entire time. The ticket exchange was awful. But luckily, a friend of mine, a friend of his dropped out, and he knew I needed a ticket, and lo and behold, I was offered a ticket. So absolutely buzzing. When Rory wants a ticket, Rory always finds a way to get one. Look, 3 years of getting to every single home game. We're not giving up now. We are not giving up now. How have you never seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Well, I feel like I did as a kid, but I don't really remember any of it. Other than there was his dad. Was it his dad or it was his granddad? Right? He was old. He was an old bloke. I don't really know. How does the Arsenal ticket system actually work? So basically, season ticket holders, obviously season ticket holders. Then there are like levels of membership you can have. So I'm a red member, which is basically peasant. And there's a ballot. So you enter the ballot for every game that you want to go to. And then you have about a 5% chance of actually getting a ticket in a ballot. And then there's a thing called a ticket exchange, which is anyone who won a ticket in the ballot or is a season ticket holder can list their ticket on the ticket exchange for other Arsenal fans to buy it for face value. So that's pretty much how it goes. But normally, if I spend enough time on the ticket exchange, I'll get a ticket. For this, no chance. It's been insane. And it's because everyone knows everyone wants to go. So people aren't listing their tickets on the ticket exchange. They're either probably selling them for a lot of profit, or they're giving them to people that they know that need them. Shout out to all my red peasants. Yeah, exactly. What Rory does on a street corner for a ticket stays on a street corner. Exactly. That is between me and him. No. I'm so happy you got a ticket. Whereabouts you sat for the game? I am in to the left of clock end, lower tier corner to the left of clock end is where I shall be. Congrats on the Shoes channel growth. Been producing some great content, so close to 10K. Harry, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm just loving it. I can't even lie. Like, I'm just absolutely loving it at the moment. So long may it continue. Long may this continue. Long may the community thrive. Jake. Yes, I did get a ticket. Your lower tier clock end too. There we go. Maybe you'll see me. Rory, did you see the tweet that Sky Sports posted saying a playoff final to decide the PL is possible? It showed how it's fully in Arsenal's hands due to head-to-head record against City and Liverpool. Yes. No, I didn't see the tweet, but you're right. It is in our hands. Junior Gunner Ballot is very good for me, getting a ticket 20% of the time. No ticket for buying this, sadly. Yeah, Junior Gunner Ballot's great. A lot of tickets go to Junior Gunners, and there aren't as many Junior Gunners as there are Red members. So Junior Gunner's great. And then obviously, if you're a Junior Gunner, you can become a Silver member. So if you're a Silver member, again, I don't think it's 20% for Silver members, but I think it's probably a 10% hit rate. And then, yeah, Red members is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Everton with another deduction. When will City have the 115? Yeah, I mean, look, it's kind of, we have this conversation every time about why City haven't been hit yet. And I do think there are arguments in terms of why can't they just start dealing with at least like one or two of City's instead of trying to do it all at once? Because you're like, well, they've got 115, they've got to get through. It's like, all right, we'll pick a handful of the ones that are nailed on and start with them. And then, because otherwise it's, yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous, really. It is ridiculous. We're ending Harry Kane's career tomorrow. Hopefully. Do you think we can win at Old Trafford? I do. If United play the way they played against Liverpool yesterday, we should beat United. Like they are a poor team. They are an objectively poor team. They've conceded more shots in 2024 than any other team in the Premier League. Against us, that's going to cost you. It is going to cost you. Have Bayern got any injury concerns? I'm not sure. That their whole squad travelled. I know their whole squad basically travelled. Coman, I think, is a late doubt, but they'll field a strong team. They will field a strong team for sure. How Liverpool didn't win yesterday is unbelievable. Yeah, it cost them. It's cost them big time. It has cost them big time. Can you say happy birthday to my mate Cavan? He's a massive Arsenal fan, really loves your content. Happy birthday, Cavan, on behalf of myself and the Rory Talks Football community. Did you see Timber's back in training? He looks so good. Yes. Today, every single member of the Arsenal squad trained, including Yuri and Timber. Every single one of them. And what a time. Yeah, there's no Sasha Bowie for Bayern, but he wouldn't start anyway. What a time for us to reach that point. You know, it's almost the opposite of last season, where injuries hit us at the end of the season and cost us. And look, there's still 7 games in the Premier League to go and potentially 5 games in the Champions League to go. But for now, fully fit squad. And in terms of when the last time we actually had a fully fit squad was, I genuinely don't know. I couldn't tell you. Because obviously, end of last season, we had injuries. Middle of last season, we had big injuries. Jesus was out for ages. And then even before that, we had the run where we had our best 11, but I'm not convinced that there weren't players like Smith Rowe and stuff that were injured at that point. So, yeah, this is almost unheard of for Arsenal to have a fully fit squad. And what a time for us to reach that point. It's almost the perfect time for us to reach that point. Now, I will say, Yuri and Timber's not going to be in the squad tomorrow. He's not going to be in the squad for a while. We'll know when he's going to be coming back into the squad, probably because we'll have seen him getting minutes for the under-21s. I think he'll play for the under-21s before he is seen in an Arsenal squad. So, yeah, I don't think he'll be on the bench tomorrow. I don't think he'll be on the bench against Villa. I still think we're a little bit away from that, but it's very good to see him at least training with the team. You know, we are getting closer. Look, we'll bring up Mikel Arteta's comments from the press conference today. Only going to go quickly through the sort of interesting talking points. Bayern Munich's threat. He said, "I'm a big admirer of Thomas Tuchel. His teams, the way they settle and play. I learn a lot about him. Look, there's no denying this Bayern Munich team are weak. They're having a bad season. It's not really working under Thomas Tuchel. But they are still a threat. They are still a threat, and one reason is Harry Kane. But he was asked how we can stop Harry Kane, and much like me, I think I said this yesterday. I either said it yesterday on here or on Latte Firm, FK's channel. But it's not just about stopping Harry Kane. In fact, actually, it's about stopping the people that provide for Harry Kane. And one of those is Jamal Musiala. I think locking Musiala up is a massive key in this game. And Arteta said similarly. He said it's not only him. I think the individuals that they have, all the individual qualities of those players, and him in particular, and the ability that he has, the best thing to do is what we do collectively to try and promote certain things. And that's key. That is key. You've got to stop all of them. I'd honestly prefer to keep Timber out until next season, injury dependent. Possibly, yeah. Possibly. Like, there's a genuine argument that he won't be better than Tomiyasu between now and the end of this season, because of how long it'll take him to get back to real match sharpness, real match fitness. He genuinely might not reach that between now and the end of the season, in which case it's better to have Tomiyasu or Kiwior. Anyone else been interviewed by the Tifo CEO? Yeah, look, if you watch the streams on Tifo, you will potentially be reached out to by Ali, the CEO at Tifo. Like I've said on those streams before, this is a community-driven streaming platform. Your feedback is going to shape the way that the platform is built, as will mine. From a streamer's perspective, from a viewer's perspective, pretty much together, our feedback will drive where that platform goes. So if you do get the opportunity to provide any of that feedback, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Emilio says, top lad, was a bit late because I was chatting to him. But there you go. There you go. Love to see it. Love to see it. How can we... no, not how can we stop Carrigan. If his record against us is a factor, hopefully not. I don't think it is. I don't think any of these records... 5-1 against Bayern. History. Don't care. Don't care. What else was he asked that was interesting? On there being no away fans, he said it'll be a full house, a lot of passion and emotion. We haven't had this opportunity for 15 years, so that tells you how special the night is going to be for us. We're going to have to put everything into every ball to make it happen. And best believe, if I see a Bayern Munich fan in the home end, I will be kicking off. And when I say kicking off, I mean I will be calmly walking over to a steward and saying, he is German. 9. German. And I will be dobbing on them. You better believe it. We are not having any Bayern Munich fans in the house. Latte Firm is here. What a legend. Absolutely buzzing ahead of tomorrow. Let's go, Gunners. If you're not already subscribed, which you should be, to Latte Firm, I appeal to you to go over to Latte Firm and subscribe. They are the most chilled out, relaxed, informative streams. It's genuinely, I love going on there. And it was a great stream last night. If you want to go back and watch that after this stream, obviously, then feel free to do so. But yeah, I am buzzing. I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. I genuinely don't think I'll sleep. You're going to be like one of those Karens? I will be a Karen. I will be a Karen. Better believe it. Okay, Becca, we're not going to go down that route. Don't be that aggressive. That's not, I could be more aggressive than that. I'll politely tell a steward. But no, I'm sure there will be Bayern Munich fans that have made it in there somehow. Realistically, yesterday I was looking at, I would never use a resale site myself, but I was just looking to see how many tickets there were. There are like 1,000 tickets on resale sites that are all like 400-500 quid. There's nothing to stop a Bayern Munich fan buying one. Like, there's just not. So I expect they will be there. It is what it is. They'll just have to hide. How we've managed to recover from setbacks, he said, hopefully it is in their nature. Something has to be within them, and we will try to inspire and get that part of them as much as possible to become better, to be more competitive, and have the resilience to win and improve every single day. Was there anything else that was interesting? Not massively. Oh, this was funny. He was asked if he's spoken to Xabi Alonso on tips for how to beat Bayern Munich. And he said, great question, but I'm not going to answer that. But look, it wouldn't surprise me if he has rang up Xabi Alonso, his fellow countryman, and said, any tips, any little bits of useful information. And that's pretty much it. To be honest, it wasn't that useful. The thing is with these press conferences, like they are interesting if you go through and read them, but it's not really stream material. But the interesting thing is that when there's no injuries, we don't actually have a huge amount to talk about in the press conferences. We don't have a huge amount to talk about. Rory going to turn up on the BBC sparking up Bayern fans? No. I'm a peaceful man. Won't have any. No, they won't have any atmosphere. No, absolutely not. And they're not going to score. The thing is, the only real way that fans give themselves away if they're in a home end when they're an away fan is if they celebrate scoring a goal. Bayern aren't going to score a goal. Not a problem. You might notice that there's a bloke sat next to you who you've not heard all game, and he's pretty miserable when we're 3-0 up. But I don't mind that too much. VV Vlad, who starts at DM and left back tomorrow? I'm thinking Jorginho and Tomiyasu. This, for me, these are the two positions that are up for debate. I think we all agree Raya in goal. White, Saliba, Gabriel, we all agree. Rice, Erdegaard, we all agree. And I would guess that most of us would agree on Saka, Havertz, Martinelli. Although, literally, as I'm saying that, Archie wants Trossard to start. Now, for me, personally, Archie, Trossard is an incredible player to have on the bench. He is a brilliant player to have on the bench, to come off the bench against tired legs. I think because he doesn't have the outright pace, when he comes up against a fresh right back, he can't burn past them. But he's so quick with the ball. Like, he sprints as quickly with the ball as he does without it. He's got such quick feet. I really like seeing him come off the bench. So for me, he wouldn't start. For me, the front three would be Saka, Havertz, Martinelli. I have to believe that the reason we've not started Martinelli up until now is because we've just been resting him and preparing him for this. So that leaves two spots. That leaves the midfield partner for Declan Rice, and it leaves the left back. And in fact, in true fashion, I am going to bring up a poll. Oh, look at that. It's the out. Does anyone watch Outdoor Boys? That's what just came up on my YouTube. What a legend. Does anyone watch Outdoor Boys on YouTube? Just whilst I'm loading this up. If you don't watch Outdoor Boys on YouTube, you're missing out, because he is an absolute legend. Anyway, I'm bringing up a poll. So we'll go left back first. Who starts left back? Tomiyasu, Kivior, Zinchenko. The poll has been created. Outdoor Boys is class. Is Outdoor Boy the guy with glasses? Yeah, I originally saw him on TikTok, but he just does loads of like exploring and outdoor survival. A lot of it's with his three sons. It's very wholesome. Darwin Godness hates him. Do you know what? If I had to single out one person in this entire chat that would hate the most wholesome YouTuber I can think of, it would be Darwin Godness. It would be Darwin. The poll is up. Make sure you get your votes in. Now, for me, I'm going Takahiro Tomiyasu. The reason being, I just think he's the best one-on-one defender. I think he's the best of those three players. If you're defending our left-hand side, I think he's the best defender to do that job. And I think he's looked really sharp when he's been coming on as a sub. I think he's looked really sharp. Now, Jakub Kivior absolutely has a claim to that spot. I think what Jakub Kivior did when Zinchenko got injured and Tomiyasu was away and then injured, I think Kivior's been brilliant. He stepped up hugely. But I think there's a couple of things. I think the fact that Tomiyasu has come off the bench in the last two games and not Kivior, like Kivior hasn't played a minute in the last two games, I think that potentially tells you something. And I honestly do just think that Tomiyasu is the best player. I think stylistically, if you're looking at matching up against Bayern, I think he's the best player for it. One-on-one defending does not matter when you have Gabriel next to you, lol. But Gabriel is going to be, in my mind, very occupied with Kane. Like, for me, we're going to be doing a Saliba Gabriel two-man job on Harry Kane, much like we've done with Erling Haaland. So I do think the left back is going to have to be a competent defender. Like, for me, it's not Zinchenko. It's not Zinchenko for this game for sure. As it is, okay, yeah. So as it is, Tomiyasu is on 48%, Kivior's on 49%, and Zinchenko's on 3%. So we're. I feel bad for Zinni, I do, but it's very close. It's very close between Tomiyasu and Kivior, and I think that proves the point. The fact that it's that close between the two of them. I mean, it's massively complimentary to Kivior, because I think he's developed so much. And And the other thing is ultimately, am I going to be annoyed if I see Kivior? Absolutely not. Personally, I would go Tomiyasu. If I see Kivior in that starting lineup, I'm still confident. I just edge it Tomiyasu for me. And I do predict that it will be Tomiyasu just based on what Arteta's done in the last 2 games. How are you feeling if Zinni starts? I'll be absolutely shocked. I tell you now, if Zinchenko starts, I would be shocked. He started the last 2 games, which would mean Zinchenko had started 3 games in 7 days, which I think for a player that's had the injury problems that he's had, I just would be very surprised. Aaron, no worries. Enjoy uni. It is good to see you in the chat. So yeah, and also I just think you don't take that risk in this game. I don't think you take that risk in this game. Tomiyasu is now at 51%. Kivior's at 45, 46%. If we get 3 more votes, in to get it to 100 votes, and then we'll end the poll. But Jorginho will not start as he's just played 90 minutes and it's 3 days later. Possibly. Thoughts on Gabby playing more right wing recently? It's a testament to how Trossard and Jesus have been on the left wing. Agreed, but also disagreed. Jesus, yes, because Jesus can play on the right. When Trossard and Martinelli both come on, and Trossard goes on the left and Martinelli goes on the right, in my opinion, that's because Trossard's just not very good on the right. In the few times that I've seen Trossard off the right, I've just not massively rated it, in my opinion. But the one big thing I'd say, Emilio, no worries, good to see you. The one big thing I'd say is it's continually proving the point that we need a Saka backup this summer. Because whether it's Martinelli, Trossard, Jesus, Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira, there is no one that comes in on that right-hand side and is anywhere near Saka. And I do think that's a problem. So that is something we have to address. There we go. We've ended up on 108 votes. And actually, after 108 votes, Tomiyasu is on 56%, Kivior's on 42%, and Zinchenko's on 3%. So Tomiyasu wins it. But I have to say, if it ends up being Kivior, I would not have a problem. And then the left 8 is the other one. So the left 8 is the other one, the Rice partner, and it's a pretty easy poll. It's Jorginho or Partey. And I think with this, it's how much risk do you want to take? For me, Partey is the gamble option. Jorginho is the play it safe option. Jorginho has stepped in against Liverpool, against Man City, all of the big games, really. Jorginho has stepped in and he's stepped up. Partey hasn't done that this season in a midfield with Rice and Ødegaard. We've not seen it. We've simply not seen that midfield really play together at all, but certainly not play together in a big game. I do think what Partey offers us is a higher level than Jorginho. Not by a huge amount at this point, honestly, but I do think he offers us something at a higher level in terms of his ability to receive the ball, his ability to pass forward, split lines. I do think he's slightly better than Jorginho. But is it worth the risk? Now, the other thing is Jorginho just played 90 minutes. Away at Brighton. Does he have the legs to go and do another big stint against Bayern? Well, I'd argue he can do 60 minutes. He is still a top-level professional footballer. And like Pontus said, he's not really put a foot wrong since Dubai. So for me, I'm leaning on the side of Jorginho. For this game. I'd be more than happy to see Partey there. Again, it's similar in a sense to the left back position. But I think I go Jorginho. I will laugh if Havertz starts in midfield. No chance. There's no chance Havertz starts in midfield. He'll be starting up top. 100%. Experience trumps fresh legs, in my opinion. Yeah, and also I don't think Thomas Partey necessarily has fresh legs. if I'm totally honest with you. The poll at the moment is 56% to Jorginho, 44% to Thomas Partey. What do the stars beside the names mean? That means they are a member of the channel. That means that they are a member of the Rory Talks Football channel. Most of them, thanks to AFC Max. I think about 70. I think I've got 86 members, and 70 of them were gifted by AFC Max. So shout out to Max. If he's watching this on catch up again, Max, shout out to you. Have you heard about what sporting manager Amorim has been saying about Gyökeres? But also how good... you've nearly got me again, Harry. Honestly, Harry, I've had a long day today. I'll tell you now, Harry, I've had a long day today. I was up very early to get a train to Manchester, right? It's been a long day. But you still weren't up early enough to catch me out. You still weren't up early enough to catch me out. You've got to do better. You've got to take a look at yourself there, Harry. You've got to take a look at yourself. Jorginho has won. Jorginho has won 56% to 44%. So that's the team. According to both me and you, we are in agreement with this. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Rice, Jorginho, Ødegaard, Saka, Havertz, and Martinelli. Look, that's a strong team. That's a strong team. That is a team that I would expect to beat Bayern Munich at home. The current Bayern Munich team, I would expect that team to beat. Fair enough. We're going for a striker, but why do we need the likes of Hato or... I'm not even... That's terrible. That's terrible. You think I'm falling for that surname? It's there. It's there. It's not even... You've not even hidden that. You've not even hidden it. All I'm saying is an absolute blessing to have all these... Oh, yeah. The fact that we're having this discussion about these players, it shows you how far we've come. You imagine last year, and actually, I mean, Jorginho just turned out to be so much of a better signing than I ever imagined. But imagine the first half of last year, we'd be turning around saying in a year's time, Thomas Partey might not make it into the squad or into the starting 11. It's crazy. It's crazy. Our finishing will need to be top tier to beat Manuel Neuer. Well, the good thing about Manuel Neuer is that he has been injured. Like, he's going to be coming straight back in from an injury. In fact, let me see when he last started a game. When did Manuel Neuer last start a game? Oh, actually, he's not been injured for that long. Why did I think he was injured for longer than that? Well, he played on the 16th. Did he? Yeah, he played on the 16th of March. Never mind. It was a small injury. Oh, yeah, he just picked up on the international break, didn't he? So, he's not played since the 16th of March. Maybe he'll be a bit rusty. Do you see the stats on Arsenal versus Bayern with Koscielny and without? No, but I'd imagine we were a lot worse without Koscielny than with. I would imagine. Remember last season when the argument was Rodri Partey or Casemiro? They were genuine debates as well. I mean, Casemiro... Listen, Partey's fallen off a little bit compared to that top level he was at last season. Casemiro's fallen off a cliff. Casemiro's fallen off Everest. Thoughts on Coman being out, maybe? Yeah, look, it would be good for us. But, I mean, they've still got Sane, Gnabry, Musiala. You know, they're not going to have issues. They're not going to have issues. Do you feel we need to kill the tie in the first leg? What's the minimum score? Win the game at the Emirates, and I believe we go through. I really believe we can go to the Allianz and get a draw. I look at the way, you know, the biggest indicator is the way that we set up against City at the Etihad. There is nothing to stop us going and doing that again. So win at the Emirates, and we should go through. But we do have to win tomorrow. We have to win tomorrow. Tuchel said Sane might be injured. I think Sane's come back from injury. I think he's come back. I mean, it's all mind games, but we'll see. Would you take a draw at the Emirates? No, I think we've got to win it. I think we've got to win it. This tie is in our hands. Oh, completely. It's completely in our hands. Casemiro against Liverpool was like a Shakespearean tragedy. It was. I mean, it was unbelievable. I was watching it just screaming at him, to be honest. Honestly, I feel I was on loan at Man United yesterday, and I've not screamed at a player that I'm supporting like that not since the days of Shkodran Mustafi. It was unbelievable. One thing, by the way, that did come out of the press conference today, because Gabriel Jesus was in the press conference with Mikel Arteta, and he was asked a few interesting questions, to be fair. One of them, which I thought was a bit of a brave question to ask, was he was asked, what are you going to do to try and convince Edu and Arteta not to sign another striker? Which I thought was a bit of a cheeky question to ask him. It was quite a direct question to ask him. And he said he's just got to keep working and get his head down and yada, yada, yada. But one thing that he spoke about, because he was asked about his form and how his form's been recently, and he said he doesn't remember the last time he played a game of football where he wasn't in pain, which is quite a sad thing to hear. And it's really just not ideal. And I assume he's talking about, from the knee injury that he had at the World Cup. And since then, we know it's not been right. Like, it's not fully healed. It's been causing him problems. But that, in a nutshell, is why we have to go out and buy a striker, / centre forward in the summer. Because, if he's constantly playing in pain at his age, and he's 26, 27? That's not how you want to be. That is not how you want to be. Do you think Eddie is finished at the club? Yeah, I do. I think we sell Eddie in the summer. I think we make a little bit of money off him. As an academy player, it will be raw profit. I feel so bad for Jesus. Yeah, me too. I wish Jesus was still top for us. He's such a good character. At the start of last season for him was crazy. Honestly, if we had the Jesus we had at the start of last season, like, he'd start. I don't know how, but you'd have to start that guy. But he's just not the same anymore. And look, he still offers us a lot. He won the penalty against Brighton. He's perfectly capable of doing that. But he's just not quite the same. I wouldn't want Partey to start against Villa, against their weaker midfield without Luiz. So Partey for Bayern and Georgie against Aston Villa. See, I'm the complete opposite. Interestingly, I think because it's a weaker midfield against Aston Villa, I wouldn't mind risking Thomas Partey a little bit more in that game. And I think this game's far more important. Crystal Palace game in the pink kit sold me dreams. Crystal Palace, the Leicester game, that goal he scored against Leicester at home. Normalized top-level pressure. I agree. I agree. We have to get used to this. And by the way, it's all well and good that we know the players have to get used to this, right? The players have to get used to these big occasions. We don't want to see them being nervous. The fans are the same. I can guarantee you tomorrow night, the fan base will be nervous. The Emirates will be, they'll react to a misplaced pass more than they normally would. A misplaced pass, you'll get more than you normally would. And that atmosphere does feed into the players. So Arsenal fans need to get used to being in this position as well, which is difficult. But Real Madrid should be investigated for corruption on how they got 60 million for Casemiro. Daylight robbery. Look, anyway, it's time for Guess the Gooner. Guess the Gooner. I've not even introed that correctly. I've just kind of fumbled that. Your members club could be called Rory's Computer Fund. Yeah, well, it is the Computer Fund. It is the Computer Fund or the Camera Fund. Probably the Camera Fund. Look, touch wood, we have made it through more streams since the last crash without crashing. So anyway, it is time for Guess the Gooner, the game where I give you 5 clues about an ex or current Arsenal player, and you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community. So starting with clue number 1. This player is 43 years old. This player is 43 years old. Clue number 2. They scored 2 goals in 39 games for Arsenal. They scored 2 goals in 39 games for Arsenal. Clue number 3. They joined Arsenal from Sevilla in 2010. They joined Arsenal from Sevilla in 2010. Clue number 4. They retired at SC Bastia in 2017. They retired at SC Bastia in 2017. And clue number 5, they won Ligue 1 twice with Lyon. They won the Ligue 1 twice with Lyon. This is a difficult one. This is a difficult one. I'll give it to you. It's a difficult one. But there are people that have got it correct. So it's not that difficult. I'm going to make sure that I don't have any VAR checks for myself. But this would be an impressive one for someone to guess off the bat after like 2. If someone had got that after 2 clues, I'd have serious ratings. But no, I don't think there's going to be a VAR check. And the first person to get it right, he's back on top. It's VV Vlad. It was indeed Sebastian Squillaci. And VV Vlad is back on top after a while. And Ross Lawman in second. Guys, back to the olden days. VV Vlad and Ross battling it out at the top. It was a more difficult one today. It was a more difficult one. Third place was Jake. Fourth place was Ian Smith. And fifth place was Garen Bent. So there you go. Congratulations to those 5. But congratulations to VV Vlad being back on top. Ross Lawman's fuming. And we've got a $1.99 super chat from Harry Price. Project New Camera. Hope you're doing well. Harry, I'm doing absolutely fantastically at the moment. And thank you very much for the $1.99 straight into the New Camera Fund. We love to see it. Beast Destroyer's kicking off. He wants a VAR check. Beast Destroyer wants a VAR check. Beast Destroyer, I'll be honest, I have a feeling that you're a boy that cried wolf. I've got a feeling. Oh, wait, you were actually third. I stand corrected. You're not the boy that cried wolf. Well, you nearly were the boy that cried wolf, but that is a VAR check. Goal given. Beast Destroyer was third. You didn't win, but you were third behind Ross Lawman. It's because you didn't just put the name. It's because you put I'm back and then a load of emojis, so I didn't read to the end of that message. But still on me. I hold my hands up. Beast Destroyer was third. So congratulations to Beast Destroyer. There you go. How much in a super chat for me to get a ticket from you? I don't have any other ticket other than my own. And to give you my own, there is no money. Need an apology from PGMOL? There will be an apology. Listen, I'll wheel out Dermot Gallagher on my behalf to explain to you why that mistake was made without really explaining why the mistake was made. No fear ahead of the German arrival? No. I don't think we can have fear. I think we have to go into... Look, we have to be cautious. We can't just go at it as if we're playing a mid-table Premier League team. But we've got to be, for example, more ambitious than when we played against Man City. We're not playing against Man City. You know, they conceded 3 goals against Heidenheim at the weekend, and they were getting cut open by Heidenheim. You know? We have to be aggressive. Look, anyway, it's time for Guess the Non-Gooner. It is time for Guess the Non-Gooner. I'm going to give you the entire career path of a player who does not and has not played for Arsenal, and you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community, but not quite as much respect as VV Vlad currently has. This player started their career at Real Oviedo. They went to Celta Vigo. They went to Rayo Vallecano. They went to Swansea City, where they went on loan to Napoli. They then left Swansea City for UP Langreo. And then they went back to Real Oviedo. And lots of you have got it in the chat already. I've got a bad feeling I've actually done this one before as well. I was just reading through it then and I was like, a little bit deja vu. Anyway, Ian Smith is the winner. It was Michu. Remember, the one-season wonder. Ian Smith won it. Garen Bent came second. Vivi Vlad came third. JD came fourth. And Carl came fifth. So there you go. Congratulations. You've done Michu like 5 times. Have I done it more than... Is that more than... Maybe I have. I feel like my brain just defaults to Michu a lot of the time. A lot of the time. Who the hell is Michu? You've Mevin. I don't know how old you are, Mevin, but you must be one of the younger people in the chat if you don't know Michu. I mean, when was he prominent? Michu was prominent 2014. 2012-13. I think 12-13 was it either 12-13 was his big season, yeah. 12-13. Foot FC wants a VAR check. Foot FC wants a VAR. No, you were 6th. On my screen, Foot FC, you were 6th. Goal disallowed. Goal disallowed. You were 6th. Carl was above you. Carl was above you. Desperately wanted Michu in 2013. I must have done. Was a Ballon d'Or contender for 8 months. He was. What a time to be alive. Michu and Bonnie. Remember Bonnie's celebration? You had Michu doing this, and then you had Bonnie doing the flipping whatever the hell that was. What a time. What a time. Foot FC, I promise you've not been robbed. I promise you've not been robbed, Foot FC. It's to do with the internet. It's to do with the internet. It's just the way it is. I'm first on my screen, but I get it. Slow from LA. Yeah, to be fair, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is a bit slower if you're further away. Maybe the people that live in London have the advantage because it's closer to me. I don't know how the internet works, to be honest with you. I am but a humble man. You're 17. Yeah, so I guess in 2012-13, you'd have been like 6 years old. Fair play. Fair play. Can't expect you to know that. I mean, it is heritage. Just go and watch a Michu compilation. Go and watch Michu's Swansea City 2012-2013 highlights. It'll be the best thing you do this evening. That was Gomes. Was it Gomes? What was Bonnie's celebration then? Was it Gomes? Now that you say it, I think you might be right. But Bonnie definitely had a mad one as well. What's your Discord? I don't have a Discord. Maybe I should get a Discord. I don't know. How good was he? He was just like prime Harry Kane for 8 months, and then fell off the face of the planet. Yeah, that was Bafferton Gomes. Yeah, I think you might be right thinking about it. I think you might be right. I would have been 5 when Michu was playing. Fair play. Make a Discord. Yeah, maybe I will make a Discord. Maybe. Definitely get a Discord. Very good app. Yeah, no, I've used Discord in the past. Maybe would it be easier? Like if I had Discord, would it be easier just for things like saying when I'm going live and putting the link for Tifo streams and stuff like that? Maybe it would be easier. Maybe I'll do that. Just another social media app for me to add to my collection. Jake is a new member of the Rory Talks Football community. Jake. Sensational. And he's bought and paid for that one by himself. There's no AFC Max sugar daddying for Jake. Welcome to the community, and thank you for the support as well. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Plus we can chat with each other too. You wouldn't have to check it too much. Yeah, I'll do it. Give me a few days. This is like when I say I'm going to do gaming streams and then just don't. But I will do it for sure. That Swansea team was pure streets won't forget. It was. Who else did they have? Who did that Swansea team have? Wayne Routledge, Nathan Dyer. Who was the? They had a couple of Spanish centre backs as well. I'm pretty sure. Who was the keeper as well? The French guy that they had in goal. Who was that French keeper? Can't remember. Discord server is coming soon. Yeah, they had Ayew. That was it. Vorm. Just Vorm, wasn't it? Michel Vorm. Yeah, Chico Flores is who I was thinking of. And Michel Vorm. Jonathan de Guzman. I actually thought he was going to be a beast because he was good on FIFA. Gaming streams before the end of the season? Yes. Gaming streams before the end of the season. Yeah, it was Vorm. Don't know any of these names. Sorry if I'm making you sound old. It is making me feel a bit old, to be fair. It's quite sad. It is quite sad. Ashley Williams. You know what? I was sat opposite Ashley Williams on the tube recently. Well, about a year ago. Didn't say anything. Bottled it. Who peaked higher, Michu or Papa Cisse? Michu. Michu peaked higher, I think. I mean, Cisse was unbelievable. Those two goals. Was it Chelsea he scored those 2 goals against? Just a ridiculous brace. I remember that Bellerin recovery run away at Swansea. Yep. Buying tickets, camera, Discord, gaming streams. There you go. These are the list of priorities. What games will you be playing? I'll play whatever people want me to play, to be honest. Like, the main game I play when I'm just relaxing is FIFA. Might do Pro Clubs. Pro Clubs is popping off with people at the moment, so maybe Pro Clubs. But I'd also quite like to do some like solo single player story games as well, where we just like chill out for a couple of hours a night and just do that, and we just go through the story like over the course of however long it takes. So, because I feel like I don't play those games enough, but if I was doing it with the engagement with the chat, then it would be quite cool. So. Yeah, there's loads. And maybe a bit of Warzone thrown in there as well, because why not? Look, anyway, that is going to be the end of the stream. I massively appreciate all of you for joining, as always. Tomorrow's the big one. Obviously, there won't be a stream tomorrow because I got a ticket. I've got a ticket, Grandad. I'll be at the game. But yeah, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Please do like the video. It does massively help get the video out there. And just fingers crossed, we're all in it tomorrow. We go to war for the Arsenal. And then I'll be back. I'll probably upload a video on Wednesday morning reacting to it. It'll be like a 10 or 12-minute video. And then we'll be live on Wednesday night to go through it all. And hopefully we'll be happy. But until then, have a great evening. And I will catch you tomorrow.